Hey guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to rotate and solve all of the centers on a picture cube. So you can see here that I have solved my picture cube except for the centers. All of the pieces are on their correct sides, but some of them don't exactly form their pictures because this center is rotated in the wrong direction. Same with this picture, with this picture, with this picture, and this one's okay. And this one's okay. So how are we going to fix our centers? Well, first, you won't need to memorize this algorithm if you're only looking to solve the picture cube once, but if you want to write it down, it'll be at the top of the screen right now. So you can see what this did is it swapped these two corners and these two edges. Now, these corners and edges don't really matter because on our picture cube, they're already solved, and we'll fix those later. But if you were observant, you may have noticed that this logo rotated counterclockwise. I'll do it one more time so we can see, and at the end of this algorithm, the logo will be facing in this direction. There you go. The logo has now rotated itself counterclockwise. So how are we going to use this algorithm? First, we're going to look at each of our centers and decide how they need to be flipped. First, you're going to look for every center that only needs to be rotated twice. This center, when rotated twice, it'll be flipped around and it'll connect the buffalo's back. So this is a center that will be pretty easy to deal with. After executing this algorithm, even though the centers and the edges and the corners are messed up, it will still rotate the center, but then we have to fix them. So even though your corners and edges are messed up, doing that algorithm once will rotate it, and fixing it will rotate it again. So all we have to do is execute this algorithm twice with this center oriented on top, and it will indeed fix the orientation of that buffalo. And there we go. This side is now solved. Next, we'll look for any other centers which need rotated twice. This one won't. This one won't. And this one won't. So, looks like that was our only easy center that we'll be able to get away with. So next, we're going to look at, let's maybe do this center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to execute the algorithm on this side. Like so. So you're not going to worry about these pieces because these will get messed up because they are switched after all. But if it aligns up with these two pieces or these four pieces here, then we'll know that this center is solved. But we also have two other centers to deal with. So I'm going to look for another center that can be rotated counterclockwise. And it looks like this center can. So what I'm going to do is it's directly opposite of this center which I'm solving. So whenever I go to, before I go to fix this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an M2 move to bring this center up to where it needs to be fixed. Now what will happen is when we undo these moves, this will rotate counterclockwise, and we can move the M layer back, and it will solve those two centers. Now the reason that this algorithm works is because it's not affecting these two edges. Therefore, we can use our M layer to adjust the centers and solve multiple at the same time. So now let's do this algorithm one more time. And now we'll undo our M move, and we can see that this center and this center are now solved. So earlier I actually made a mistake. This center does need rotated, except it's very dark and hard to see, which is why I didn't notice it. So I'm going to break out one of my lights, because the way I knew that this was incorrect is because you can only have, you can't have a single center rotated once. You can have a single center unsolved, but it must be needing a double rotation. But this piece needs 3 counterclockwise rotations, so an odd number. which is impossible because that will leave my edges and corners unsolved. So you cannot have one center needing solved by an odd number of turns. It must be able to be solved in two. But if you have two centers unsolved, then it can be solved with an even number of total moves. So this needs counterclockwise, and this needs counterclockwise 3 times. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the algorithm 3 times, which will flip, solve, and then flip, and then we can replace these centers again. So that's 1. That's 2. They're now all solved. And we'll do it for a 3rd time. And as you can see, this aligns with these 2 pieces. So now this center is solved. Now what I will do is I will misplace it with an M layer, do my last algorithm, which will fix my corners and edges, fix this center, and I can put it back. And now we can see that every single center on the cube is now solved. So there you have it. That's how you solve a picture cube or a supercube. Thanks for watching. The algorithm will be in the description if you want to put it into a document or something. And I'll see you guys next time.